Welcome to my channel English for All Reasons Good, based on the CBSE guidelines and syllabus. Here, we aim for high score through smart learning, optimum utilization of time, and less stress. Always ask yourself if what you are doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow, said Paulo Coelho. How true it is. Now, if you are here on my video today, it shows your seriousness to score high. So, without any delay, here are the answers for the self evaluation test of Amanda. I hope all of you've done well. So, before that, this is the explanation of Amanda. This link I'll be giving in the description box. So, detailed explanation with literary devices. This is part 1, and part 2 is the self evaluation test. In case you have landed on my video, this video, before you have attempted the self evaluation test, I would suggest that first you check on this video, attempt the test, and then come to the answers. Let's get started now. So first, how will you mark yourself? Questions 1 to 15, they carry 1 mark each. Question 16 to 28, they carry 2 marks each. And question 29 and question 30, they are for 5 marks each. So all the best. So the first answer. The word languid, it means relaxed or calm. What does the author instruct Amanda to do when she hunches her shoulders? So she instructs her to stop slouching and sit up straight. What does Amanda want to do on being a mermaid? She wants to drift blissfully with the waves of the sea. It shows that she just wants to go with the flow with no ifs and buts about it. So these are 1 mark answers. That means you have to be brief and you have to write a crisp answer. Now, somewhere I have given a little detail. It is just for you to understand. But for 1 mark, you have to be brief. What did the mother think she had told Amanda to do? So the mother thought that she had asked Amanda to clean her shoes. Now, why here it is only clean her shoes? Because the question says, what did the mother think she had told Amanda to do? So in that stanza, if you read the line, so this is what the mother thought, that she had already asked Amanda before to clean her shoes. Why is chocolate forbidden for Amanda? So, chocolate is forbidden for Amanda because she has acne, and acne can aggravate because of chocolates. Amanda is not looking at her mother when her mother is speaking to her, shows her defiance. What is the tone? So, tone I have already discussed in the explanation. So, from other side, it is authoritative, a strict tone, whereas Amanda, she is dreamy and childish. And the mood of the poem, it is the mood is the reader feels pity for Amanda as well as for the mother. So, because mother, she is trying to do her best to improve the child, but the way that she has adopted, that is not correct. So, we pity the mother for not knowing how to grow up or how to raise a child, and whereas Amanda, she is suffering. So that is why we have pity for Amanda too. So the poem, it has a serious mood. Now the literary device that is used in the line, I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. It is transferred epithet. Hushed bare feet is transferred epithet, and the definition of transferred epithet explanation, it is given in the explanation video. Now, does Amanda really sulk? Yes, Amanda sulks and shows mood swings because her mother is constantly instructing her. She doesn't want to be instructed all the time, she wants to be on her own. Therefore, sometimes she doesn't seem to listen to her and sulks as she cannot dare to ignore her mother's instructions. So, she is sulking and she is suffering inside. Emotionally, she is suffering. Give examples of metaphor from the poem. The poet uses the literary devices of metaphor in the line, there is a languid emerald sea. So, out of all the examples of metaphor, you can share any, you can write any because it is just 1 mark answer. So, I have given 3 examples. So, she is an orphan, where she says she is an orphan, that is also a metaphor. Then, silence is golden and freedom is sweet, that is also a metaphor. Then name the literary device used when the poet gives a reference to Rapunzel and a mermaid. So that literary device is allusion. Again, explanation of these literary devices is given in the explanation video. Give one synonym and one antonym of the word stoop from stanza 1. So both the words they should actually be from stanza 1. So synonym is hunch or slouch and antonym is sit up straight. The word in the sixth stanza that means peaceful, that is tranquil. Then identify the literary device used in the beginning of the first two lines of the first and the third stanza in the poem. It is anaphora. Now, where does the line, there is a languid emerald sea, where the sole inhabitant is me, signify? Now, from question number 16, the questions there of 2 marks each. So, a little detail will be required here. So, here it means peaceful and beautiful sea. Amanda wants to be the sole inhabitant in the sea. It signifies how much she desires to be at a quiet and serene place where no one calls her or instructs her. It shows that she does not get such an environment at her home. So, this is the meaning. It means that she wants to be away from everything. She wants to be alone. She wants that if she is a mermaid, she can be the only inhabitant in the sea, and then she won't be instructed or scolded by anyone. Now, why does Amanda long to be an orphan, or what will she gain if she were an orphan? So, Amanda longs to be an orphan because she wants freedom, or if the second part is the question, then we can write like this that she will gain freedom. So, being an orphan would mean no interference, no instructions, and no nagging. She would be free to do whatever she wants. She could even play in the sand then. So, because as an orphan, it's written in the stanza that she would like to draw patterns on the sand. So, therefore, she could even play in the sand then. Then bring out the significance of the line the silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. So Amanda is quite frustrated by the constant nagging of her mother. All the time, loud shouts of instructions are fired at her. She feels suffocated in her house. She wishes for a quiet place where no one is around to instruct or question her. Silence seems to be very precious to her and freedom the sweetest. Therefore, she says, silence is golden and the freedom is sweet. So you have to write the answer in a way that in the end you are able to conclude that silence is so precious. Why silence is so precious to her and freedom the sweetest. And almost all the answers they will have the same the same pattern or the same you can say lines like these that there are instructions and she feels suffocated, the mother is constantly nagging, so you can just change the words, you can write it in any way. Then how is the life in the tower tranquil and rare? In the tower, Amanda would live by herself. She would be free from all worries and anxieties. There would be no one to instruct her or command her. She would spend a peaceful time there and it would be an unusual experience. So, simple, brief, and short answers for 2 marks also. There is no need to write the background. So, straight away it's asked life in the tower, so start with life in the tower. Then why would Amanda never let down her hair like Rapunzel? Rapunzel let down her hair for the prince who rescued her from the clutches of the witch and brought her out from the life of solitude. Amanda, on the other hand, would never let her hair down like Rapunzel because she wants to be alone. She does not want any kind of interference or someone to be there to instruct her or command her like her mother. She wants to enjoy silence, solitude, and tranquility. So, therefore, she would never let her hair down like Rapunzel. Now, why does Amanda's mother say anyone would think that I nagged at you? Due to constant nagging of her mother, Amanda is always sad and depressed. She used to drift into her own world of imagination where she would find solace. At home, she sulks and doesn't appear happy. Therefore, Amanda's mother asks her to be cheerful, otherwise, people would think that she is authoritative and scolds her little girl. What is ironic about mother's statement in the last stanza? So, this is important. The statement of the mother in the last stanza is ironic because the mother wants Amanda to be cheerful and keep on a happy face even after continuous nagging and scolding from her. So, all the time, mother is scolding, instructing her, and mother is asking her to do this, to do that. Still, the mother wants that she should put on a happy face. So that is ironic. Amanda is actually sad because of the behavior of the mother only. So Amanda doesn't have any freedom in the house, and after this, the mother expected her to be happy with a smile on her face all the time so that no one comes to know about her nagging behavior or nagging nature. You can write. There is a prominent use of repetition in in the poem Amanda. How does it justify the purpose the poet intends to bring out through it? So again an important question. Repetition it is mostly of single words like Amanda in the poem. It can be of phrases or of a line or lines and sometimes it can be the whole stanza at some regular interval. Now it is a 2 marks question. So there is no need to write first what is repetition. It is only I want you to understand that is why I've written. So you can straight away begin with your answer. So repetition it provides a rhythm to the poem, it gives it a musical effect and it is used for emphasis. It also helps to grab the attention of the reader. In this poem, the poet Robin Klein has very meticulously used this literary device by repeating the name of Amanda at the end of all the lines that are spoken by the mother. It points out at the authoritative nature of the mother and how the mother is obsessed to check Amanda all the time. So it shows that how the mother is obsessed to check Amanda all the time. So Amanda, so do this Amanda, do that Amanda. It rightly sets the dictating tone of the poem and develops pity for Amanda in the mind of the reader. So it also does this purpose. It develops pity for Amanda because all the time the mother is shouting, Amanda, Amanda, Amanda. Now, how do you think the mother should have tackled Amanda? A young child should be tackled very tactfully. Sometimes too much instructions can result into the opposite of what is intended. Same happens with Amanda. Amanda is under constant pressure from her mother to do things meticulously. She is not able to handle so much pressure. Therefore, she slips into her own fantasy world. If only Amanda's mother had shown her a little love and instructed her affectionately, there would have been a friendly bond between the two. So, this is important that only if mother had tackled the child tactfully, there would have been a friendly bond between the two. Amanda would have shared her feelings with the mother, and the mother could have molded Amanda according to her desire. So, when a friendly bond is there, so then, even then, mother could have molded Amanda according to her desire. But mother chose the opposite. Now, what character traits of Amanda are obvious from the poem as you read it? So Amanda seems to be a quiet and submissive girl. She is not able to speak her mind out to her mother because of which she drifts into her own fantasy world. So it is like character sketch of Amanda. She is extremely sensitive and emotional. Most of the time she is absorbed in her own thoughts and tends to ignore her mother. She shows the signs of depression as she tries to escape from the situation and has developed a pessimistic attitude. She doesn't have any good habits, like she doesn't keep her room and shoes clean, she doesn't do her homework on time, eats too many chocolates, etc. Amanda is like any other girl who needs love and affection of her parents. So, since it is asking about character traits, so we've written character traits only. We are not writing character sketch. So, physical appearance and all other things they're not required. Stick to the question. Then does the use of the word please in will you please look at me when I am speaking to you suggest that the mother has mellowed down and is requesting Amanda to take a look at her? So no, the mother had not mellowed down. Rather, she is taunting Amanda. She is very annoyed with her for not listening to her. And moreover, Amanda isn't looking at her when she is speaking to her. So there is an element of anger and sarcasm in the use of the word please. So there is sarcasm and there is anger in the use of the word please. It is the tone that matters here, and the tone is sarcastic and authoritative. So, in this line, it is actually the tone with which the mother has said that please. The tone is actually sarcastic and authoritative. So, this please doesn't mean that the mother had mellowed down. She's not upset anymore and she's speaking to Amanda politely. So, this is not the case. 27. Why do you think Amanda slips into her own imaginary world again and again? So, Amanda slips into her own imaginary world again and again because in the real world she is free. Because in the real world she is free. She is not allowed to do what she wants. She is constantly dictated. Therefore, to fulfill what she wants or what she desires, she slips into her own imaginary world. Being absorbed in her own thoughts, she doesn't pay any heed to her mother's instructions and shows complete defiance. Now, here in this line, Amanda slips into her own world again and again because in the real world she is free. It should be she is not free. She is not allowed to do what she wants. She is constantly dictated. Therefore, to fulfill what she wants or what she desires, she slips into her own imaginary world. So, I hope with this little change, the answer is clear. Then, why are the stanzas 2, 4, and 6 given in parentheses? So, parentheses, they are used to differentiate the set of instructions spoken by the mother from the thoughts of Amanda. As she is not able to speak up in front of her mother, she imagines herself to be at a different place. So her stanza, that is in her imagination, that is given in parentheses. So there is an alternate stanza with parentheses. These stanzas show Amanda's reaction towards the instructions given to her by her mother. So it is Amanda's reactions towards the instructions given to her by her mother. Amanda, now this is 29th and 30th question. These are long questions of 5 marks. Amanda finds solace in her own imaginary world. Don't you think this is escapism? Why is she doing so? Is this healthy? Explain. So first you have to understand there are 3 parts of the question. Don't you think this is escapism? Then why is she doing so and is it healthy? Amanda, written by Robin Klein, is a poem of a dejected girl devoid of all the love and affection every child yearns from his or her parents. So, long questions, as you know, you can start straight away with specific and then you can go to the generalization. But here I have taken a general line in the front. And you can take this line from the theme itself. So, Amanda, written by Robin Klein, it is important that you write the name of the poem and the poet in the long questions. So, it is a poem of dejected girl, devoid of all love and affection every child yearns from his or her parents. Maybe Amanda's mother is a meticulous lady who wants things to be perfect, but Amanda is not a thing. She is a teenager with mood swings and requires emotional support from her mother at this age. It is not that Amanda is perfect, but she is a child who would learn things with a little love and attention. So, when Amanda does not get that care from her parents, she escapes into her own imaginary world, a world where she is a mermaid, an orphan, and then Rapunzel. And no one is there to instruct her and stop her. She looks for solitude, and in her dreamy state, she achieves it. Though she is running from reality, but she is caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. She is too afraid to share her feelings with her mother. Thus, she drifts into her own world. This is not at all healthy because it will hamper her personality growth, and in extreme cases, it can lead to depression or absolute defiance. So, we have answered all the questions, all the parts here that This is escapism, and this escapism, it is not healthy. It has led to a pessimistic attitude in Amanda, and therefore such a behavior or such an attitude, it can lead to depression, or even it can lead to absolute defiance in extreme cases. Now, the last question. Rapunzel longs for freedom from the castle after she meets her prince, whereas Amanda seeks freedom in the same castle. So, and doesn't want to meet anyone. Comment on this. So, this is important question. The poem Amanda represents the pain of every child who has to live within a set of rules. So, this first line I've taken from the theme. So, that is why the importance of theme comes. You can utilize lines from the theme in your long answers. So, the illusion created by the poet Robin Klein in the poem Amanda is ironic because Amanda seeks freedom in the same castle from where Rapunzel wants to escape. So, Rapunzel wants to escape because she feels too stifled, too suffocated, and so too tied up in that tower. But Amanda, she is seeking freedom in the same tower. Rapunzel did not know anything about the outer world, about the warmth of human emotions and love, until she meets her prince. After meeting the prince, Rapunzel feels so tied up and lonely in the castle that she desires to escape from there. On the other hand, Amanda, who feels stifled in her house and is constantly nagged, feels the opposite. She is free, yet her freedom is curtailed by the incessant instructions given by her mother. So, this is important. She is free, yet her freedom is curtailed by the incessant instructions given by her mother. She therefore yearns to be in the castle where she would be able to enjoy solitude and be on her own. So, these are the questions. So, I hope that all your questions and the answers that you've written, you will check them according to this answer scheme, and then you will find out where you are lacking and you will work on that. So, only if you check and work on whatever things you've made wrong, you are going to gain from such tests. So, I'll be coming up self evaluation tests of other chapters too. So, that's all for today. Do subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, and do tell me how helpful did you find it. In the playlist, there'll be links of the other videos, and follow me on Instagram. Again, the link will be in the description box. Bye for now, and hope you've scored well. Thank you.